Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rubia, and the name of my channel is Unique Nails. This is going to be my first unique set. I am going to be using a Kiara Sky powder, and it is called Romantic Coral. This is not actually an acrylic. Well, it is, but it's a dip powder. And I tested it and it works excellent as a acrylic. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I'm just gonna point out a few of my materials. Also, just want to let you guys know that I will not be putting a link for the stuff that I use only because I've had it for a long time. When I order new stuff, which will be here in a few months, I will start to put the links down. But for now, I just want you guys to know what I use. Everything I order comes from Amazon. I do have one little other website that I get my bling and gems from. But as soon as I start getting that stuff in, I will start putting the links down. But for now, there will be no links in the description box. Uh, but if there is something specific that you hear me mention and you want to know what it is, I will be more than happy to answer your comment. Okay, so the next thing I want to let everybody know that I use is the Mia Secret Fusion UV LED monomer. This stuff is awesome. It is odorless and it is slow setting. So those two things are important to me. Why? Because I have lung disease. I cannot take strong smells. And because I am not a professional just as of yet. Also, I'm not being paid to talk about this. This is just one of my favorite products, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't know about. So I wanted to let everybody know there is odorless monomer out there, you guys. You just have to look for it. And Amazon is the place to go. It's reasonably priced and it works great. The only thing is there's an extra step, which is you have to, once you put it on, you have to put it in the UV LED lamp for about 2 minutes, I think. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to use a curved nail today. They are long, clear, and I'm using a number 8 brush. Like I said, everything I use comes from Amazon. And I've already prepped my nails. I've already pushed back my cuticle and everything like that. There is one thing that I always do. I always leave a clear coat on. So there is a thin layer of clear acrylic on my nails right now. And I do that because it protects my nails. Before I started doing that, I found out that my nails were getting very thin. So I did not want to continue to ruin them. So I do a clear coat. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start putting these nails on with that clear coat underneath it. If I ever have lifting, I'll just take the entire clear coat off and put on another. So it's not a big deal. But if you really want to protect your nails, the best way to do that is to put a thin coat of acrylic or gel or whatever you're using. So we're going to get started. I do not use nail glue, you guys. That's another awesome thing for me because sometimes I run out. I think it's not a waste, but I just most of the time forget to order it. But I found that the 5-in-1 gel glue works just as well. You can use anything. To be honest with you, you can use acrylic, you can use base coat, you can use anything to put your nails on. But when you do, you just have to make sure that you are drawing it the right way, that it's all, on there really, really good. So I think today I'm gonna actually use base coat. So what I'm gonna do here, I have my little lamp on. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to size them. So I'm going to size these as I go real quick here. I apologize if there's any background noise. I am uh, doing this from home, and also my fiance is does his business calls from home, so it's a little difficult for us right now to um, not be able to hear each other work. So I apologize for that. And that seems to do the trick for me, and that's just base gel, base coat. So I mean, like I said, there are a few little extra steps when you use different things, but if you're doing it from home and you don't mind doing that, then that is how they work. That's how things go. So I'm just gonna do another one just to show you guys. My little flashlight lamp also came from Amazon. They're very inexpensive. They come in packs of 3. So that's basically it. I will squeeze the sides just to make sure that they're on. And they do really good. They really do. I'm really happy with it. So I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, where is the base? Where is it? My primer and everything. That does not go on yet. That goes on after you put the nails on, actually. So I almost forgot. I always forget about it. The bonder. That's it. See, the light bulb just went off. Yeah, pretty good. Actually, I made a mistake. This nail is not on straight, and that's something that I do quite often. It doesn't look bad, but I'm afraid that when I go to do the acrylic, it's going to be crooked. But there's a way to fix that. So I'm going to leave it and we're going to experiment with that in a little bit. That is a very common mistake. A lot of people do it. Um, but learning how to fix it is the key. Not everybody's perfect. I definitely know I'm not. Okay. So we did pretty good on these. It's too tiny. It can be a little frustrating to use the flashlight to do this. That's why I said it's an extra step. It's not. It doesn't. Not. So also, what you have to do is you really have to make sure that the sides are glued. That is the most important because if you don't, it will come off. And I think I did pretty good on that. So we're going to leave that and we're going to move on to the next hand. I think I might have base coat in this bottle. So I may have to... Actually, that's not my size. No, that's 3. 5. No, that's... Sometimes these nails can be a little annoying because depending on the type you get, they're not always gonna fit right. Uh, this set, I really love this set because it's got all these different sizes in it. It actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's got 10. Most of them have 10. I sometimes get sets that have 11. These are really good when it comes to size. And I prefer the clear because I use the tip of my finger as my smile line. And for some odd reason, I get a perfect curve down there. So I kind of try to use that, pardon me, as my smile line when I'm working. And I put that one on a little crooked. um, I can actually fix that, so I'm not worried about it. It's very hard to put these on when they're also very long like this. Yeah, very happy with these. Actually, I think I'm out with another box of these. I like this. They're very easy to put on. Even with doing it with this step, with this extra step, they're still, they stick really well. Okay. All right, guys, we are done with that step. Yay. Now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to stick them in the lamp for 30 seconds only because I really want to make sure that my base is is dry and durable. And then we're going to do a little filing. Not much filing, just a little bit. My other thing is to cut or not to cut. I usually cut them a little bit below the number, just so that they're not really, really long. I do a little bit of housework, so I don't want them to break. My fiance is very helpful when it comes to knowing that my nails are this long. So I do have that advantage. And I think, yeah, I think we're gonna cut them a little bit. Not too much, just a tad. Also, I want to apologize if I go off camera. Um, I am not used to the position that I actually have my camera in right now, so things may be a little out of focus. But I will get better. Promise, promise. Things get better with time. Okay, so we've got everything we need. Now I'm just gonna file these just a little bit. I am using a Kiara Sky 100 purple Terminator file. This file is amazing. It's perfect for this type of filing, I think. It's perfect for me. I don't like any shine because I feel like it prevents lifting. File the ends to make sure that the nail blends, not too much, just a little bit. That's how I do it. I would love to hear from you guys. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. would really help me to be a part of the nail world and to know who's out there. I'm open to suggestions. If you guys want to see me do a certain kind of set, please let me know. If you have any ideas that you think you would want to share, I would love to hear from you. I'm not a professional. I have been doing this for 2.5 years, I think. Just remember that when you file, try to be very, very careful, because if you file that nail too much, you're going to file it right off. And it's going to be very difficult to work with it if it's too thin. All you're doing is taking the shine off and helping getting your corner smooth. In no way am I telling you guys that this is the way you should always do it. This is just me doing my nails, really. I just point out certain things because I think they're important, and because I think if you're going to be doing your nails and you're watching these videos, you're looking for things that you forgot, things that you don't remember, or things that you missed. I actually do the same thing. I watch plenty of videos. That's how I get most of my ideas. But I do really try to come up with my own. I think coming out with your own designs is part of growing, and it helps you to practice and get to where you want to be. So don't be afraid to try things new. There's nothing wrong with doing what other people do as well. But when you're doing nails, I think it's really important for you to open your mind and put your ideas out there. So don't be afraid to do that. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit, you guys, just a little bit so you can. There we go. Nobody is professional with a camera, so we're going to try our best here. Non-dominant hand for me is just a no-no. If anybody knows of better ways to manage doing your non-dominant hand, I would also love to hear from you. I have gotten better at it. But it's been a challenge. It's been a real challenge doing this. I think it's so hard to do the pinky. I usually have to kind of break my neck to see the other side of it to make sure that I did it right, that I got everything. Okay. I know this may sound strange, but I have seen a lot of people say that you should do your shaping in this stage of the game, like the tops and your edges. I don't do that because I feel like I'm gonna break it off because of the fact that I feel they're still flimsy. My camera is not wanting to adjust right, so let's do it on our own, and there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take one of my little brushes here, and I'm just going to get all my dust and stuff off my hands. And now I'm going to put on my bonder. I would also like to know, what is your favorite products? What do you use? What's the best? What's affordable? Um, it would really help me out to know these things because I'm a bargain shopper. But when it comes to nail equipment and stuff that you need, it's kind of hard to do that because things are getting so expensive now. And if you want a good job done on your nails, if you want to be able to do a good job, you need good material. Sometimes you can't cut corners. But if anybody knows of anything, I would really greatly appreciate that. Some people put two coats, and sometimes I do. If I feel like my um, thin coat on the bottom is a little thick, then I'll put two coats, but I usually keep it pretty thin. So, but for this set, I think I'm going to do two coats. I really want this set to stay on for a while. So I'm going to do two. All right. So I'm done putting that on. We are actually ready to get started here. I want to make sure this is dry, so I'm waving my hands around like a crazy person. Okay. Now, I know you're all saying, I thought she said she had a thin coat. Why is she pulling out the acrylic again? Because I also want to make sure that there is a thin coat on this nail. And the reason why I'm doing that is because sometimes I may just take off the acrylic itself and leave the nail on, and then do another set without taking the tips off. So that is my reason for doing that way. Now what I'm going to do here is put a thin coat of the clear acrylic on the entire nail. A lot of people ask me why I start from the back instead of starting from the middle. I don't really know. It's been a habit ever since I started doing nails. I really don't know. A lot of people tell me I shouldn't do that because it will not give me the shape that I need. I've had people tell me that it will flood the cuticle. I've had people tell me all kinds of things. I like doing it that way. Sometimes I'll change up. All depends on, I don't know, maybe it depends on my mood. I really don't know. I just, um, I think I handle it better if I start from the back. If I'm doing ombre, obviously I cannot start from the back. If I'm doing a special style, I don't start from the back. I'll start from the middle. It's just the way I do it, and it works for me, so I do it that way. And you know what? I think that kind of makes me unique, which is the name of my channel, Unique Nails. So I'm just being me. And that's how I kind of, I tell everybody that if you feel like you're doing something a certain way and it works for you, hey, keep on doing it that way. I also think I'm going to go to a bigger brush here soon. I've been using the number 8 for since I started doing nails, which was 2.5 years ago. So I think it's time to graduate. I think using the number 8 brush is slowing me down a little bit. It doesn't give me the coverage that I need, and I feel like I need to work a little faster. And I don't think I can work any faster with this brush. So I think I'm going to graduate and go to a 10. Um, Let me know how many brushes you guys have ever used. When you started out, what did you start out with? How many brushes do you go through? What's the best brush? Uh, it's hard to get a price on a acrylic brush. I have went through, oh my God, I'm gonna say maybe $500 worth of brushes since I've started. And I think that was only because I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, and I didn't know what size brush was for what, and things like that. So all of that is vital to starting to do nails. You got to know what brush to use. And I have seen a lot of videos where some girls will even have a size 14. I could never, I don't think I could ever use a brush that big. But I would love to hear your acrylic brush stories. Tell me what you used when you started, what you're using now, what the difference is, if any. And this is really thin. It's nothing thick. It's not, it doesn't have to be, it's just one little coating on there. And this is just so that the colored acrylic does not stain the nail or my nail or anything. And it's just me being double protective, being sure that I have that protection. So that when I get ready to change the color or the style, I don't have to worry about taking the entire nail off. I can just shave it down to this clear coat and start all over. It also saves time on ordering nails. My puppy is rocking in the chair and I can hear it. It's annoying. Shadow, stop it. He's rocking in the chair. Okay, so we're going to put this in there for 60 seconds and let that dry. Remember, I'm using a slow setting UV LED monomer, so once I'm done, I have to let them dry. I don't let them dry all the way when I'm doing more than one coat. If I'm doing one coat, then I let them dry all the way. So meantime, while that's drying, I just don't want to leave you guys in a dead silence. I'm also going to be making little flowers with these silicone molds. I think they're so adorable. And there's a reason why I'm doing it this way instead of doing them hand painted. I have not learned how to do that quite yet. So I'm actually in between learning certain things, which, you know, I wish I could do my own flowers, but I just haven't learned how to do it yet. I also have the charms and stuff like that, but I thought using the silicone mold today would be a whole lot of fun, and it's something that I really have not been able to do yet. So I'm really looking forward to doing this set with the silicone molds. And it's very easy to do. Anybody can do it. Now I'm doing my non-dominant hand, which I hate. I also wanted to know about our nail classes that you guys take. I live in Kentucky, and really there's no individual art class. I mean, art class. Well, yeah, nail art class that you can take. I'm really big on nail art. Um, they have the cosmetology school here, but they don't have like individual like nail technician classes, which is really all I want to take. I really don't want to go through taking the whole cosmetology course. Um, I have seen they do a lot of them online, but they're so expensive. It's just crazy because this one that I saw is an online class, and they want $100 for 3 hours. That's pretty expensive. Um, so I just let me know if anybody knows of anything that's fairly uh, reasonable because I really do. I really want to be able to have my nail technician license by Christmas of 2023. Hopefully, that's not that far off. Um, I really need to take these classes. I just don't want to spend a whole lot of money, and I'm sure a lot of you understand that. So I'm looking for something that's not so expensive. If it's online, that's great. A lot of places have switched to doing it online because of COVID. And that's kind of how it is here right now. COVID cases are rising in Kentucky. So this is my perfect opportunity to be at home and learn. So if you know of anything, please leave me a comment, drop me a line, let me know. I'd appreciate it. I want nail art classes or just nail classes, period. That's online. And that's not that too expensive, which I know that's asking a lot. You guys can also catch me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to be setting up a whole lot of stuff here pretty soon so that you guys can take a look at my work. Let me know what you think. Opinions are greatly appreciated. Advice is greatly appreciated as well. Also, guys, let me know if anybody else out there is using this odorless monomer and what you think about it. Okay, so we're almost done with this part. I'm almost done. I'm also hopefully thinking that well, I'm thinking that hopefully I will be able to get a mannequin hand pretty soon so that I can also do my videos more often, because right now everything that I do is going to be watch me work, and it's going to have to be either on myself or on another person. I do have a couple of people that come in that like to get their nails done, and I really don't charge them a whole lot, but they really do love my work. So I may even try to videotape a few of them. I have to remember that this gets very hot. My UV LED lamp is just, it's very hot, you guys. It gets really, really hot. So I have to be really careful when I use it. Sometimes I practically have to sit my hand outside of it and it dries. I'm really excited to use this Kiara Sky Romantic Coral. Um, I just think it's really, 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 really pretty. Okay. So now that we're done with that, actually, I'm going to put it for another minute. I'm going to put this back. Okay. And now I'm ready to do that. I think I'm going to try to do a marble acrylic. It's going to be fun, I think. Okay. So, yeah, I like that color. The color is very pretty. Coral is one of my favorite colors. I'm just gonna fold this in half. And I wanted to ask, has anyone ever heard of cleaning your brush with alcohol? It does work. It does not ruin your brush. Um, I started doing this a few months ago because I ran out of the cleaner, and that cleaner is really, really, really expensive, and it started to get to where I could not keep up with the price of it. It was just the price, it kept getting higher and higher and higher and higher. So I decided I was going to stop using it. And then I went to find something else, and I watched all these videos. Now you can, I don't know if you guys can see, but on the bottom of the glass there is all the junk that was in my brush. And as long as you dry it and then saturate it into your monomer, make sure that it gets really saturated. Let it sit for a second. Your brush is just fine. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's nice and flat. Still has its shape. The bristles are fine. So there's nothing wrong with using alcohol or acetone to clean your brush, as long as you don't let it sit in the acetone or the alcohol. It will not ruin it at all. If you just clean it while you're working and you make sure you air it out and then put it in your monomer, it is just fine. Especially if you're using the slow setting stuff. It does not harden your powder like it would if it was a quick dry. It gets like gummy almost, which makes it even easier to clean. So there's a lot of benefits to having this monomer. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. I'm going to use Romantic Coral and White. You guys are going to love this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like a marble kind of thing. So I'm going to do, let's see if this works the way I want it to. We're going to do one side this way, one side this way. And that really did not work the way I wanted it to. Oh, yes, it did. Okay, so we have two on there. We're going to take them like this. And we're going to see if this works. I'm hoping it does. If not, I will try it a different way. I think it is. I think it's going to work the way I want it to. So while I'm trying to figure this out, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to completely, so I'm just going to drag this down. This is much thicker than I expected it to be, so I actually like it. Actually, it did kind of come out the way I wanted it to. I wanted that white in there. To kind of let it look a little whitish on top. But yeah, that is what I wanted. So I'm okay with that. But I think this is the type that I may have to do it from the middle to the back. So now I'm just going to take a little more. I'm going to take the coral, no white. Give it a little darker on the other side. Kind of right there. Kind of like that. I'm going to fix up my cuticle a little bit because it does look a little funny. But other than that, I think it came out pretty good. Make sure I get my sides. And this is where you want to do your shaping. And because I have a slow setting monomer, I can go in and check all my edges and everything to make sure that I got them the way I want them. And that's my most favorite thing. And I really like that. I think it came out pretty good. I'm not really worried about the bottom right now because I think after this dries, I'm going to put a little bit more on there, and it's going to be covered anyway. But that's how I want it. I want that streak in there, but I don't really think I need to do that with this. I think it'll do it on its own without me mixing it. So let's try it. And this time, because this stuff is thick, we're going to start from right here. And we're going to let it soak in a tiny bit more than what I usually do, which, ooh, that is pretty. And we're just going to play with it a little bit. Oh yeah, that does exactly what I want it to do without the white. Okay. So we're not going to do with the white. We're actually going to leave it exactly the way it is because it seems to be doing just fine the way I want it. This is what I want. I want it to have like those white streaks in it. Usually you're supposed to wait and let it mix on its own, but we're not going to do that. So we're just going to play with it a little. Also, in case you guys didn't hear me in the beginning of the video, this is not regular acrylic. I am using dip powder. which is the reason why it's a little thicker than it should be. So it's a little bit different to work with than regular acrylic. It's a lot more smoothing, and it takes a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Manipulation, I guess. You really have to know what you're doing to work with this like this. And it's not too bad. I really have not done this before. I think I've done it once before. Okay. Need a little bit more light. There we go. And this really is a very pretty color. It's not bad to work with at all. And I really enjoy this color because it's very summer-like. Has a real summer feel to it. So yeah, this is really pretty. I really like that. So I think we're gonna do just coral. I was gonna try. I think I'm gonna fix that. There we go. And these are gonna get sanded down and everything else, so I'm really not too worried about anything right this minute. Wonderful. Okay. Yep. And I think I'm even gonna go back and put some more on the edge of this one, next to the cuticle. That's the most important part. The cuticle and the apex is what you should always be worried about anyway, so I want to make sure that my cuticle and my apex are on point. There we go. All right. Yep, so we're gonna stick with that. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going. I think I'm gonna try a ombre with this. So once I do that, only on an ombre will you have to start from the back. And you just have to go really slow to make sure that you can get all the spots. You don't want to go too far up because you can ruin the ombre that way. So let's see if we can do this. The good thing is if you put too much, you can take a little bit off. Smooth it out real thin to the smile line. Kind of try to make that as even as you can all the way over. Because it's kind of hard to go back. Once you put the white on, it's hard to go back. So you want to make sure that you have everything on there the right way. Okay. So now we're just going to dip into the white. And I'm going to kind of do this backwards. I'm going to start from up here. I want you guys to be able to watch. Now see the mistake I just made? It's got a little bit of that coral in it, but we're just going to use that as a marble. And we're just going to let it fade into that. And that makes it look really nice. What you're going to have to do now, we're going to dry this and then we're going to put another coat of white. Well, because the white is a little thin, a little transparent, I mean. Maybe if I take a little coral. I'm going to take a little bit of the coral and mix it up at the top. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you don't want to use a whole lot of white, you could just take the coral. Do like a transparent white. So we're going to leave it this way. We're going to shape that real good at the top. Make sure my shape is okay. And I'm just going to leave that as a ombre at the top there a little bit. I can even take a little bit more of it just because I don't want that line showing. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to take a tiny bit more and kind of blend it in right here. There we go. This way you can't really tell that there was a line there. Also, there's going to be flowers on there, so it really won't make much of a difference where that line is. Okay. So we're going to just leave that. Okay. So we're just going to go on to the next one. When you're using dipping powder, I notice it's going to be, the liquid to powder ratio is a little funny. So if you decide to do this, you got to make sure that your liquid to powder ratio is right, because if not, you're going to get, it's either going to be too runny or too thick. So you really have to watch that. I'm going to try to see if I can get my shapes good without doing too much work. I hate doing a lot of work on these. I'm not a shape person. I don't like doing shapes at all. But it is part of doing your nails. So the shape is really important, especially if you're doing a client. So I guess the best thing to do is learn how to do it on yourself before you do it on somebody else. Okay, so we are done with this hand. All we have to do now is a little blending. I like the fact that it blends, that there are streaks in it. I didn't do that on purpose, but it does make the color look really nice. And it makes a pattern for the flowers that we're going to put on here later. Another thing I try to watch out for is the thickness of my nails, because I don't like them too thick and I don't like them too thin. So I try to look at them like this. Most of the time I'll need to put a little bit more. But I think with these, they came out perfect enough. Oh, I thought that was my pinky. I got one more left. But they did come out pretty good. They still do need a little bit of work on the bottoms, by the cuticle. But using this Kiara Sky is pretty awesome. I kind of like that. I do have a lot of shaping to do, which I think I'm gonna do off camera. I don't think you guys want to sit and watch me shape these. Although you might. Also, let me know if anybody else has used dipping powder as an acrylic. Let me know what brand you used, or how they came out. Did it work? Did they lift? Did they peel? Did they crack? I would really love to know uh, what your situation was. I do have a lot of all-in-one powders, but I mean, if your dip powder is working as an acrylic, then you've got more colors than you thought. It's a little hard to work with, like I said, but not that bad. Okay, so like on this one, I kind of got a little thin over here, so I'm gonna I'm gonna just try to fix my little mistake here on the side. Okay. Okay. So I'm done with this hand. We're gonna put this in the lamp. Now, I think I'm pretty happy with the way they're coming out. I know I'm gonna have a lot of filing to do only because I'm using a dip powder and it's thicker. But the color is awesome. I really, really like this color. And I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt to do my dominant hand, but I can't walk around with one hand done and one hand not done. So guess what we're doing? We're gonna go ahead and do this hand. I'm gonna show you how to do the flowers. I think I'm gonna actually do this hand off camera so I can get it done real quick. It is a repetitive process, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to do the flowers, how I do my flowers on my silicone molds. I think these are so much fun, and I think that they are much easier to do than trying to do them by hand, which I haven't learned yet anyway, but I will learn. Um, but I just thought it's a pretty cool shortcut. So we're going to do that. I'm going to clean my brush real quick. And there is so much coral inside my brush, but I was able to get it all out. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Well, this is my right hand with the coral dipping powder done with acrylic. I know a couple of them are crooked. That one's crooked. But we're going to make sure that this is all the way dry. Remember, I am using a UV LED monomer, so they do not dry by themselves. They need a little help. So while that's drying, I'm going to get this other hand done, and then I'll be back to show you guys how to work with the flower mold. All right, guys, so I'm back. I have done both hands. Got them all nice and dry. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to put a clear coat on these before I file them. That's a really important thing to do, because if you start to file them without putting the clear coat on, you will sand off all of your color, and then it'll be too thin. So, and I know they don't look like much right now. They're kind of lumpy and all that kind of stuff, but they will start to look better after you're done. So we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I keep saying we. I feel like you guys are doing this with me. But this is what I do. And like I said, I prefer my nails to be like a medium thick, not too thick, but not too thin. I just think they're better that way. And it really keeps them from breaking, so I don't do thin nails really at all. And this really helps smooth them out. And it does give them that finish that you're looking for, so I kind of like to do that too. So I really like that. So I'm just gonna do these real quick. Okay, so now we're gonna just do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Pretty repetitive. I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me put the clear coat on, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my clear coat on. As you can see how much of a difference it makes after you put the clear coat on. It does kind of give it, kind of refines it a little bit, and gives it that extra apex and cuticle that you're looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then we will get on to the next step. Okay, guys, so our next step is filing. And we're going to use the e-file for this. I am going to use the e-file for this. I really have to stop saying we. But it's a habit when I'm doing videos. I feel like I'm doing a tutorial, and I'm really not. Um, but okay, so I am going to use my e-file to file this and shape it and get them ready for the flowers that we're going to do, that I'm going to do. It is really hard to do this on your own hands. At least for me, it is. I feel like I have to put my hand in different positions in order to get it the way I want it. I guess I've seen videos with people working on clients, and it's so easy for them because you're dealing with it from a different perspective. But when you're doing it on yourself, it can be a pain in the butt. I have learned to work with my drill. It took me a long time. I still make mistakes with it, but I don't get burned anymore. I used to burn myself every day, all the time. But I don't now because I've really learned how to handle it. The speed and everything is very important. So, um, yeah. But I love my drill now. What I'm doing too is I'm just taking off that little bit of stickiness, and it's not much, but that comes from using that monomer. Sometimes it'll get a little sticky film. It's not a lot, but my UV lamp is so strong that it takes most of it away. And I usually do this over my dust table, but because all my equipment is on this table, I have to do it here. So I'll probably just have to dust it off when I'm done before I do my flowers. If I was doing this set on someone else, number one, I think I would have been finished by now. And the other, I think it would have been, I wouldn't have really had to worry about the cuticles and side walls too much because you're more careful when you're doing it on another person. So we're done with that. Now the next thing I have to do is shape these bad boys with my file. I like my sides nice and crisp and straight. The top, and it makes it look so much better. Everything looks so nice and neat and clean now. You can definitely tell the difference from when I first started to put these together. And it also will get those crooked ones, hopefully. It is hard to do this on your own hand. This is the one that was crooked, so I'm trying to see how to fix this. Sometimes if I file the top straight, it takes away from it, so I'm trying to do that now. Just a little more. I think I got it. I think it's okay. Yeah. I've watched a lot of videos where they just make it look so easy to do this, and sometimes I don't think it is. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I think they came out really, really well. Like I said, my cuticle area did not come out the way I wanted it to, but I'm about to fix that. And I'm about to cover that up, and I'm going to show you guys how you can cover up mistakes too, because I mean, we all make them. And especially if you're a beginner and you don't know how to, and you make mistakes and you don't want to take the nail off all the way, you just want to try to find a way to cover it up. So you have to learn how to live with your mistakes, because sometimes you're going to have mistakes and it is frustrating, but the awesome thing is when you learn how to cover them up. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do with those cuticles that kind of look funny. I forgot to do the tops, didn't I? Ah, this nail is always so funny to do. These tops weren't as bad as the other hand. So there we go. They're all filed, and I think they look pretty good. So we're just gonna brush them off. Okay. So now we're ready for the, oops, my light went out. So now we're ready for the fun part. I'm gonna put all this away. Gotta make sure that this is all dusted off so that we don't get any kind of dust in our molds. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take some alcohol and I'm gonna clean my hands off really, really good. Get all the dust and stuff off of them. Make sure that there's nothing on there. I try to anyway, because when you do the flowers, you don't want dust on your hands. Okay. So here are my molds. I've wiped them down, got them all cleaned. There's all different kinds on here. And there's different ways that you can do this. You can do this with carving gel. You can do this with acrylic. And you can do it with gel polish. But today I'm going to do it with gel polish because the way when you do it with gel polish, it kind of gives it a sparkle, and it's very detailed, more detailed than doing it with anything else, I think. So I think we're gonna do all different sizes. There's some that are really, really tiny, some that are big. But I'm gonna do all different sizes, and I think I'm actually gonna go with what's on here. So I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna start with purple. I'm using purple and coral flowers. So all you have to do really is just fill it up. Like that. What I'm going to do, since I know what flowers I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of them. Save us a little bit of time here. And there's also another really cool thing about these is that they actually are flexible, these flowers. And I learned that yesterday when I was experimenting with them. They are, and I think that's pretty cool that they are flexible. You can actually bend them a little bit to fit your nail. So we are excited about that. So you're just gonna fill them up. Just like that. I'm gonna do a couple of tiny ones. I actually have a little green that I wanted to try, but I haven't been using a long time, so I have to shake them up a little bit. Oh, there we go. I want to see if this one will show up on my nail. I'm not 100% positive that it will, but I was hoping maybe next to the other ones we could get it to show up. It's really pretty. It's like a clear almost. You can't even see if I'm filling up the flower. I think I am. I think I did. Did I? I think so. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, maybe I'll do one more. This side, this one. What I'm gonna do is we'll do a couple and then I'll do the rest off camera because this is gonna take a really long time to do. So now what you do is you're just gonna take this, just tap it to make sure everything is even. And we're gonna put it in this lamp for 30 seconds. So I'm really, really excited about that. I think they're going to come out really good. And since my cuticles didn't really come out the way I wanted them to, these flowers are gonna kind of cover it up and make it pretty. Especially we're just gonna make a nice little design on the bottoms, and I'll put some gems in them to make them look even more better. So let's take a look. And they're dry. See, that's how they look on the other side. So now we're just gonna pop these out. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at them. Let me get a pair of, oh, I don't have any. Oh, yeah. So we're just gonna, let's pop these out. So you're just gonna bend it a little bit like that. Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh. Oh, look at the little flowers. Oh, they're gorgeous. Oh, I love it. See, and you can just pop them out with this. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just do a nice little sample. Trying to think what I'm going to use to put them down with. I think we're gonna use base gel. Yeah, we're gonna use base gel. Let me just get what I need here. I had to switch brushes. My other brush is really, for some reason, very worn out, and I'm not really sure why. Okay, so I'm gonna do my thumb here. I'm gonna take my base gel and I'm just gonna make sure that this is covered real good. I'm super excited, you guys, to try this. I think they're beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take the big one first and put it on there. Really, really like that. And then I'm gonna take this one. Oops, oops. And I think I want that one right there. And then I'm gonna take a little purple one. I want them to kind of intertwine just a little bit so they look. I don't really know about this. Oh, I like that. But I don't think I want it on that one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave these on there like that. Maybe put this really tiny one right there. Or maybe I should switch them around. Maybe this one here, this one here. I think that's better. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna take some rhinestones and put them in the middle. So we're gonna put this in the lamp. These do bend, but because I have these long nails on, I can't bend them. I'm gonna experiment a little bit off camera and see what I can do to get them to bend, so that they kind of curve on the nail. But for now, they're fine, I think. But they're absolutely gorgeous. I think they're very pretty. I love the way they come out. I don't think I'm gonna do this color though, even though it's really nice, but it's just too clear. So I may skip that and just do these two colors, the purple and the coral with the sparkles. I think I'll just do those two. And look what we have. I think that's beautiful, but we're gonna do one more thing with them. We are gonna put some sparkles on them. I would have took these out earlier, but I wasn't sure if I was going to use them. So here we go. Look how pretty. Okay. And I'm going to use my wax pencil for that. And I'm going to take the glue. And we're going to put some crystals in there. I imagine they should be really, really small ones. So I'll take what's in this one here. Oh, look how pretty. And this one here. Oops. And let's see, we need more. So we need one here. And we need one more. And I really, really like that. And since I'm already here, I wanted to take a drop of this and put it behind this flower because I don't want that flower to come off. And I really, really, really like this. So we're gonna just dip a little bit into that just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. I absolutely love that. I think that is very, very pretty. So we're going to let that dry. So this is going to take quite a while to do. I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do these flowers off camera because it will probably take me an hour or so to get them done. And then I will do some reveal shots and add it to the end of the video. So this way the video doesn't take so long. Because yeah, it's going to take a long time to do all these little flowers. And that is how it's going to look. I really, really love it. I think it is perfect the way it is like that. Wow, I really like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm debating on whether to put this sparkle on there or not. I'm really thinking that maybe I should, or that maybe it'll be too much. I don't really know. And another thing I wanted to show you guys just before I end my video, I ran out of gel top coat. I did order some, but I don't want to leave my nail dull. So I started using the Wet n Wild top coat, and I really, really love it. It's a good substitute. If you don't have your gel top coat, I usually put 2 coats on. It dries rather quick, and I don't have to worry about not having a top coat when I run out. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So if you ever run out of top coat, your gel top coat, the Wet n Wild top coat is just as good. I mean, for me, I'm just saying, it's just something that I use. So that is how I'm gonna do these. I think it looks really, really nice. I love the flowers. They are absolutely adorable. Usually I would be using the carving gel, but they don't have that much detail. I'm not really sure why, but the nail polish is a great way to do these. So, but we will try all kinds of things. You'll see in all my videos, there'll be all kinds of little things that I'll do that are kind of different. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these, and I will have a reveal shot after the video. So feel free to take a look at them when they're done. And my next video is actually going to be flowers from my garden. I'm really excited to show you guys that. It's a lot of fun to do, and I'm also going to do encapsulating. So there's that. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you like what you see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.